A special good evening to you, our viewers here in Guyana and around the world. I am Nirmala Ramsawak with the Wednesday, July 12, 2023 edition of the Globespan 24/7 News. These are the headlines of the top stories we are following today. DNA testing confirms remains found at Madwini Ardos of Missing Cup. Guyana records 340% growth in housing investment since 2021. Over 30 million in mark to train showers and treasurers in 2023. Teachers being equipped to deliver agricultural lessons. Motorcyclist killed in number 72 miles Kaburi crash. In the region's second monkeypox case detected in TNT. And internationally, Sir Salman Rushdie says he's physically more or less okay nearly a year after being stabbed.
On April 19, 2023, a team of forensic investigators from the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters were dispatched to an abandoned sandpit at Madwini on the Linden-Soesdijk Highway, where human skeletal remains believed to be those of missing police constable Quincy Lewis were recovered. In order to ascertain the veracity of this belief, the bones were later examined by a forensic pathologist and confirmed to be those of a male of African ancestry between the ages of 21 and 40 with an estimated height of 5 feet 9 inches to 5 feet 11 inches tall. However, due to the advanced state of decomposition of the remains, the process of positive identification was not possible without DNA testing. As a consequence, samples were obtained from the close relatives of the deceased and were thereafter sent overseas for testing. On completion of the testing process, the results confirmed the remains to be those of Constable Quincy Lewis. As Guyana experiences a development boom and sectors expand, infrastructural investment has increased from some $17.2 billion in 2021 to approximately $53.3 billion in 2023, representing a 340% growth. President, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali made the announcement as he briefed media operatives at the Office of the President, Shiv Chanda Paul Drive, Georgetown on Wednesday. The investment includes the upgrade of almost 69.4 kilometers of roads from 2021 to 2022, with an additional 341 kilometers planned for 2023. The government has also invested in the construction of 425 kilometers of new roads with an additional 660 kilometers planned for 2023. He also noted that the government, through the Ministry of Housing, has allocated some 23,698 house lots, outside of those allocated just 2 days ago. President Ali said the housing sector has supported upwards of 50,000 jobs over the past few years. The government through the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs has earmarked $36 million in its national budget to train Amerindian leaders and treasurers from various communities in 2023. Minister Pauline Sukai made the disclosure at Region 1's Regional Tosheas CDC Chairpersons Conference held over the weekend in the Mabaruma sub-district. Amerindian leaders were informed that since the PPPC administration's assumption to office, millions of dollars have been expended to enhance the capacity of the leaders. The leadership training is geared towards providing village leaders with knowledge in specific areas to help them achieve their community development goals. They will be trained in areas such as governance, roles and responsibilities of village councils by the Amerindian Act of 2006, and financial management. Some 440 Tosheas and treasurers from 242 communities are expected to benefit from this leadership and governance training. The ministry has received an allocation of $4.7 billion in the 2023 national budget to advance development in all Amerindian communities across Guyana. To ensure students graduate secondary school with the necessary skills for employment, the Ministry of Education's Technical, Vocational Education Training Unit will soon introduce aquaculture in select schools across the country. As such, 40 teachers from the 11 education districts were engaged in practical sessions so they could better deliver the lessons. TVET officer, Ms. Yonette Crandon, who has responsibility for agriculture, explained that at the Caribbean vocational qualification level, there are 6 occupational standards of agriculture, 3 of which are aquaculture related. She said that over the last 3 weeks, teachers received theoretical training in the subject area and are now undergoing the practical aspect. The teachers were exposed to fish handling and processing, inland aquaculture operations and tilapia production. A 53-year-old man is now dead after he was involved in an accident at number 72 miles, Kaburi Village, on Monday. Dead is Leroy Richards, a security guard of number 72 Kaburi Village. The accident occurred at about 18:30, and at the time, Richards was riding motorcycle CK 4766. In a statement, the police said that an unregistered motorcycle driven by 18-year-old Marich Hendricks at a fast rate lost control and collided head-on with Richard's motorcycle. As a result of the collision, both motorcyclists fell onto the roadway and received injuries to their heads and bodies. They were picked up by public-spirited citizens in an unconscious condition and conveyed to the Bartica Regional Hospital, where Richards was pronounced dead on arrival. Hendricks was treated for a fractured skull and then referred to George Public Hospital, where he was admitted to the male surgical ward for a fractured skull. His condition is regarded as serious. Investigations are in progress. A second case of the monkeypox virus was confirmed via laboratory testing on Wednesday in Trinidad and Tobago, according to Loop News. The Ministry of Health said the patient is a young adult male. It didn't say whether the patient had travel history like the first case reported on Tuesday. Now, the County Medical Officer of Health is conducting an epidemiological investigation and has initiated the local public health response, which includes home isolation and contact tracing for the patient. The ministry said it will continue to provide updates to the public as necessary. Sir Salman Rushdie says he is physically, more or less okay, nearly a year after he was stabbed as he prepared to give a lecture in New York. However, the 76-year-old told the BBC he was still processing the incident, which left him blind in one eye. Sir Salman said he was in two minds about whether to face his alleged attacker in court, and he remains unsure if he will ever appear at a public event that isn't invitation-only and controllable. Last August, the Indian-born British-American author was put on a ventilator and spent 6 weeks in hospital after being stabbed up to 10 times on stage at an event in New York State. The injuries resulted in damage to his liver, lost vision in one eye and a paralyzed hand caused by nerve damage to his arm. The multiple prize-winning author said, "The human body has an amazing capacity to heal. And so I'm fortunate to be well on that way."